I see a lot of anger online. I see a lot of people who are freaked out. I see a lot of, a range of emotions for conservatives, for the conservative movement. How should we be reacting today? And, where do we go from here? I mean, it feels like we've crossed a line. I don't know what that means, but it feels like everything has changed today.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I'm plenty angry because we've allowed this to happen to ourselves. Every time they do this, when we talk about trans violence and the fact that per capita that demographic is the most violent. I mean, it feels like they make Al Qaeda seem like kindergartners with the shoot, but you're not allowed to talk about it, Scott, because the science and they're just a little different. So it's fine. Well, they're not different when they're shooting up children in schools. We can't just sit back and say, okay, well, we're going to agree to disagree. Charlie agreed to disagree, and he had those conversations, and they still killed him. If they can do that to Charlie Kirk, they can do that to anyone. If they will do that to Charlie Kirk, they will do it to anyone. They just perhaps don't know your name yet. So we can't allow them to win by being silenced, by being put into a corner. We have to continue to have those conversations. We have to continue to speak about facts. And as Charlie proved so well, if you do have those conversations, you do talk those facts. Even kids in college that have been, frankly, indoctrinized and propagandized for decades, probably since kindergarten in many places in America these days. You can win them over, and they can wake up and they can change their mind, and they can come around to our view of the world. I mean, what was so radical about anything Charlie said? He talked about God, our Constitution, said men can't be women. He talked about family, work ethic. I mean, these are not exactly radical ideas, and yet to the radical left today, they are very radical, and they must be silenced and stopped. And so we can't allow that to happen, and we can't pretend that there's not a problem with the radical left. We can't pretend that they're peaceful and they're welcoming of everyone. I mean, you see it every day. Oh, it's the party of tolerance. Well, there's nothing tolerant about them. They're only tolerant with you if you agree with 100% of what they say. And you've seen that even with a lot of ardent leftists who are like, I agree. We got to do something. Maybe we shouldn't be jacking up 3-year-olds with testosterone and trying to change their gender chemically. Maybe we shouldn't chemically castrate our children or physically mutilate them at 3. Maybe we should think of how dare. I mean, they go after their own for something as simple as that. So pretending that they aren't radicalized and violent is not the way. We just have to make sure we keep getting out there and we have to all band together and have these conversations. And I think if we do, perhaps collectively, we can do at least some of what Charlie was able to accomplish, which is just a truly astounding feat.